Hello everyone, welcome to the discussion of the headlines of the day. We're discussing the headlines from the Hindu newspaper dated April 26, 2022. Firstly, make a note that there are no significant headlines relevant to General Studies Paper 1. We are beginning with the discussion of the headlines relevant to General Studies Paper 2, followed by General Studies Paper 3. Now take a look on page number 1. This is coming from the topic of international relations. The headline says that no limits to Russia-China ties, says EU chief amid Ukraine war. Understand what are the major takeaways from the annual Raisina dialogue, also the impact of the Ukraine war on the Indo-Pacific. Next, take a look on page number 1 again from the topic of polity and governance. You find this headline that says CGI mulls listing of pleas on removal of Jammu and Kashmir special status. Now, know about the present status of the petitions challenging the abrogation of special status of Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370. Know about the Article 370, its provisions, and the rationale behind the abrogation of Article 370 of the Constitution, its implications on people of Jammu and Kashmir, and key analysis of the same, and also the way forward. Now, next, take a look on page number 1 again from the topic of polity and governance. You find this headline that says Tamil Nadu clips governor's power to appoint vice chancellors. Now, you need to know about the governor, the conditions of the governor's office, functions of the governors, and the powers of the governor. Also, do we need to relook at the role of the governor once again? What are the best ways to resolve differences between governors and the state government? You need to understand that. Furthermore, take a look on page number 6 from the topic of polity and governance. The headline says that data interrupted. Now, you need to know about the All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey and its feasibility as far as this particular headline is concerned. Next, take a look on page number 8 from the topic of international relations. The headline says that the quarrel over Kuril Islands. Now, understand that what are the Kuril Islands and the Northern Territories? What are the different claims Russia and Japan assert over the disputed islands, and why has the issue resurfaced again, and what lies next? Take a look on page number 10 from the topic of international relations. The headline says that India repressed critical voices, says the report. Now, understand about the major takeaways from the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, USCIRF, annual report and concerns highlighted in India's case, also the recommendations provided. Take a look on page number 12 from the topic of polity and governance. The headline says that FCRA nod for human rights NGO declined. Understand that what is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, that is FCRA, the features of the same, and why is a registration suspended or cancelled, the latest amendments made to it, and what is the criticism against the amendments, also the government's stand and the way forward. Take a look on page number 12 from the topic of health. The headline says that 86.45% fall in malaria cases, says the minister. Now understand and learn the facts related to World Malaria Day and major steps of India for elimination of malaria. Take a look on page number 6. We are starting with the discussion of headlines relevant to GS paper 3. This is coming from the topic of economy. The headline says that the goal of an energy secure South Asia. Understand that how electricity generation in South Asia has risen exponentially. The achievements of the country's sources of energy, features and objectives of electricity policies of South Asian countries, electrification role in the economic growth of the country, and focused areas of South Asian leaders for 100% electrification. Now, there has to be an understanding about various bilateral and multilateral energy trade agreements in this context, India's steps and commitments, and what frameworks are needed to support renewable energy innovation. Now, take a look on page number 7. You find this headline from the topic of economy that says anchoring inflationary expectations. Now, understand that what is inflation, impact of inflation, how high inflation adversely affects the poor, the findings of RBI's Inflation Expectation Survey of Household, that is IESH for March 2022, the factors behind inflation expectations, and also to what extent can a rise in interest rates reduce high inflationary expectations. Also understand about the trends of the RBI surveys for the period between March 2018 and March 2020, relevance of better policy decision concerning macroeconomics phenomena, and what lies ahead. Next, take a look on page number 12 from the topic of defense. You find this headline that says India's third highest military spender. Know about the data on global military spending published by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, that is SIPRI. What are the 5 largest spenders in 2021, and also the present status of India's military spending. Moving ahead, take a look on page number 14 from the topic of economy. The headline says that labor participation dips to 40% from 46% in 6 years. Now, all you need to know about it is the recent data from the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy for Labor Force Participation concerning points and suggest ways to handle them. Well, that's all for today's headlines of the day discussion from the Hindu newspaper. This is me, Twinkle, signing off. You guys take care. Thank you so much.